insufficient space available for the holding of committee meetings, and even being able to roster meetings because of overlapping membership of various select or sessional committees of Parliament because of just the limited makeup of the House. Yeah, I try to watch as many of these sessions as possible, and I get tired keeping up with them and watching the members having to move from this one to this one because it can only be these particular members who are not ministers, or I believe parliamentary secretary, and I will just double check the standing orders. Those are the people who make up those committees, unless it's a joint select committee where members of the upper house also become part of those committees before the Parliament. So there's a serious issue that is going to be considered, or that is going to kick in. And on top of that, whereas before the government had so many people, it no longer has that, having lost 14, and it will need to seriously consider whether it doesn't revert some of these, the chairing of some of these committees, to opposition members. The ones that opposition members can, because there are some in the standing orders that must be chaired by the Speaker. So the Standing Orders Committee, I believe, the Privileges Committee, and the House Committee, some of them have to be chaired by either the Speaker or a minister. And the standing orders it sets that out. Anyway, 876-926-2178, 926-8631, 926-7615, 888-991-2080. Let's see who we have here. 8631. Hello, 8631. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mrs. Shield. How are you?
Not too bad at all, Parkinson. You?
Mrs. Shield, I've got 3 issues, but the 2 will be one person and 1 for 1. I saw where the Prime Minister appointed Bobby Montague and Mr. Wheatley back in government, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
You appreciate that, Mrs. Shields?
I understand it.
Well, I tell you, Mrs. Shield, I got.
Mr. Parkinson? I don't know what happened to your call.
Got it.
I didn't hear that, sorry.
They say fingers stink, you cannot cut it off.
What does that mean?
With the replacement or the calling back of Bobby Montague and Andrew Wheatley.
What does this saying, finger stink, you can't cut it off, mean?
No, it means, you know what they did involve into before.
What?
And at the same time, you call them back then. So they say, finger stink, you can't cut it off. I'm whole time people in his government. You understand, Mrs. Shield?
Well?
Yeah, man, you must not normally understand some proverbs, you know, Mrs. Shield. It means something. You know why I know them? I grew up with my parents, you know, Mrs. Sheila, and my parents were all senior citizens. Not careless boy and careless girl.
Your phone is malfunctioning, Mr. Parkinson. But I'll make a note. Your phone is malfunctioning. I'll make a note of the... I'm not sure if it's your phone, actually, because the networks have been so bad. 2178. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Michelle.
Hi, who is this?
Yes, calling from St. Mary. I want to address something carefully. When you're doing your interviews on the radio, for example, an interview that you had just done with the NHT, that's a public entity. I would say that. I don't know, but I don't know much about the law, but I could say that we are not. I'm of the view that the public is not being, should I say, are placed in the middle of the conversation that you're having in terms of the programming or the structure and of how you question the persons. For example, you were having the interview and you said 926-178, 926, when can take your call.
Yes.
But then at the end of it, the time lapse catch up on you, and then you could not take your call. What I'm asking you, is it best, is it possible for you to take like calls for programs like those, or it's not possible?
No, we
on
do.
The structure from the program starts.
I tell you what happens. The NHT, they have that feature they call conversations with the NHT.
Yes.
The intention is for us to take calls sometime during the segment. However, when they bring different guests, for example, this morning we had the lady, Miss Shara Luke, who is telling us about some crucial applications coming up for next week, Tuesday and Thursday.
Yes.
And on top of that, you get to know how you apply, when you apply, the different stages after applying, and all of those little things. By the time she get to explaining what is to be done, we literally run out of the time. So normally what we do sometimes is just leave a substantive portion of one of the segments to call for callers to call, because it's a very popular segment, and I regret we didn't take any calls this morning. So I do accept your comment, and I will bear that in mind and ask them to maybe not give so much information sometimes, but allow people to call in. Yeah, we will devote more time to the calling.
And one more thing, Michelle, before you go, with regard to Mr. Tufts and the programs, and like today, when he's going to come on.
I don't know if he will come on today. I don't see a notice.
Right. So I'll just use it as an example. So then you'd start in the program, and like at the ending again, you begin to take the calls. It goes back again to what you just said. I don't know about the personnel who will be on and the time slot, because I keep on watching and the time just flies so quickly.
Right.
So I don't know if the producer, however, fractionalize out the timing or give the expected guest like divided the time. I don't know if you try to understand what I'm trying to say.
No, I do. So I understand. You see, the thing is, St. Mary, they come and they give us some set things they want to cover in the interview. So we try to cover it and to leave enough space for the talk. For the call in. If we don't get to cover the set things that they want to communicate, which are sometimes time sensitive, then we don't get to the calls. For example, the NHT matter, as I said, the next week, the two applications, the 2 days, 3 days for application, those were important. So we can see how we ask them to maybe shorten some of it. Or if we don't get to the calls, then the next week we will try and devote more time to taking calls, because they do need to hear from you as well.
Yes, and I see where you have tried this morning, because they began to name out the numbers, and there was just not enough time. Like, you were just 926 to 179, and then it's just gone. And we in the public, we need to be educated by you and them. So we are trying to strike a balance in the middle and process station of the station break. And you cannot go over the break and all of that. There's something that you have to stick by. There's a contract that you sign that you cannot go over and so on. So we out here though, we belongs to the radio. You get what I'm saying? So
but the door is not closed to you. Is there a question you want to still ask NHT so we can see? Okay.
No, just want to give my views based on the programming.
I appreciate
it. The settings of it.
I appreciate the call very much, sir. Thank you.
Bless your heart.
All right, take care. All right, 876-926-7615. Hello?
Hello, Mrs. Shields.
Yes, Parkinson.
Yes, I come back.
Yes, better line, I think. Sounds better.
All right, forget about what I was saying. I go to Mr. The Prime Minister now. I saw where he returned Bobby Montague and Mr. Monday to his government. You think he should do that, Mr. Shields?
As I said, I understand why.
No. Well, I'm saying it's a
no, because let me just tell you why. Mr. Montague remains the chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party. He has won his however many consecutive terms in St. Mary, same too for Dr. Andrew Wheatley.
Yeah.
In the case of Wheatley, the issue or the issues that led to his resignation, to the best of my recollection, and I'm going to have to look back at the details, when some of the matters went to court, the allegations made against the people, and some of those allegations were put squarely at the feet of Wheatley based on what was reported in the media. The people literally got off from the charges that were laid against them in court. If that is the case, then perhaps the premise on which Wheatley was removed from public office, even though the bar for public office must be the bar for scrutiny. It doesn't need to rise to the criminal bar. I don't agree that it needs to be so high. But at the same time, one has to ask, what should an individual do or not do so that he can be restored in the eyes of the public? And that's a matter not only for you to ask me, but for you to assess and to make your own comments.
Yeah, I understand.
In relation to Montague as well, there were some issues with the FLA. And perhaps that is the reason the Prime Minister, having reappointed him, has put him in the office of the Prime Minister so he too can have some oversight and to, ensure that whatever the failings were previously, that they're not repeated. But governments, this is a political balance that you have to handle, especially when you don't have 14 additional people as we did before.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, Mrs. Shield, I never did want to take it that long. That's why I just cut long story short by saying, they say, if your fingers stink, you cannot cut it off. Mm-hmm.
But why you can't cut it off?
No, because look here, how your fingers stink, you can't cut it off, Mrs. Shield.
But sometimes it poisons the body. So sometimes the best thing is to just do that. I don't completely agree with that statement that I'd never heard before.
Well, you might not agree with it, but
anyway.
I know what it means, Mrs. Steele.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow,
Well,
leave it at that. The other two things I'm saying, it's pertaining to the Speaker of the House.
Mm-hmm.
But before I get to this one, I want to say it about Ms. Rhoda Moy Crawford. I wonder if the Speaker of the House will be still giving her the cold shoulder as she used to do. She said it of herself, She said it on a call-in program. I heard it.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know if it still will be happening, although she win her seat.
Well, I don't know. I've got to go to the break, though. Thank you for line 876-926-2178, 926-8631, 926-7615, 888-991-2080. Coming to your calls now. 926-7615. Hello, morning.
Hello, Mrs. Hughes.
Yes, morning.
Morning. Patrick Barrett here from Clarkstone, Trelawney.
You said you're Mr. Barrett?
Yes, Clarkstone, Trelawney.
Yes. Welcome.
Mr. Steve, I'm in a very, very desperate situation. Mm-hmm. After over 35 years of service with the Jamaican government, I retired in February last year. And to date, Mrs. Steve, I keep inquiring, I have not gotten my pension. And the situation is that my insurance policy is down. It's time now for me to do my annual checkup, prostate and things like that. I have to put it off. And what worries me so much is that I have a daughter in medical school in Cuba. This November, the first set of her school fee is due, or else she cannot sit the exam. And I don't know what to do. I'm in a very, very desperate situation. I'm very especially concerned about my daughter who is in college. I will not be able to sit her exam because the school fee isn't paid. I keep calling those people.
Which
and all they
department?
do.
Where did you work, Mr. Barnett? What department of government?
First I work with the Soil Conservation Division of the Ministry of Agriculture,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was transferred to the Forestry Department, where I retired last year.
Right. And what did they tell you before retirement? How did the procedure go? Did they say to you that was there anything you needed to supply to them or anything you needed to do before you retired? And did you do all of those?
Yes, they asked me. I asked them to get my years of service from the Ministry of Agriculture,
Mm-hmm.
and they said I should write to them. I wrote to them the October before I retired
Mm-hmm.
to submit
So
all of those.
October 2024 you wrote to them, yeah?
No, man, 2023. Before I retired in 24.
Oh, I thought you said you retired February 2025.
No, man, 2024, last year.
2024, okay.
Right.
And you
So I
submitted
wrote to them in 2023, November 2023, asked them to get my years of service verified, and so at least they can, hasten the process.
Mm-hmm.
They sent it to the ministry, but there was no follow-up. So after I retired...
They sent it to Ministry of Finance.
No, man, Ministry of Agriculture.
Agriculture, okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So when I retired, there was no follow-up by Forestry, the HR people in Forestry.
Mm-hmm.
So when I retired, I have to call Ministry of Agriculture, send email to and from for them to verify the years of service and send it to Forestry. They did so last year in September of last year.
Mm-hmm.
All of those information was sent to Forestry. Forestry then told me that they send off all the relevant information to Ministry of Finance
Mm-hmm.
in November.
Mm-hmm.
When I called Ministry of Finance, they said they get the information from Forestry.
This is November 2024 or 3.
Right.
Or
right.
3.
2024 now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I then called Ministry of Finance. They said they got the documents from Forestry
Mm-hmm.
in February of this year.
No, that can't right.
That's what they told me.
When did you call? You called Ministry of Finance when?
This year.
Okay.
I called them this year
And
concerning the
yes.
process of this, and they said they got the information
Mm-hmm.
from Forestry in February, and it will take about 3 months
Okay.
for them to process it and for me to get the
Yes.
money. From then, Mr. Steele, I've been calling Forestry, I've been calling Ministry of Finance, calling Forestry, calling Ministry of Finance, and I just get the runaround. What I understand is that the document was not completed properly from Forestry. So there is a to and from the Ministry of Finance and Forestry. Eventually, it was settled sometime in June.
Mm-hmm.
So when I called back Ministry of Finance in July, they told me that they started the process, but what happened? They made a mistake. When they were putting the files into the system, they started to put it in the wrong system,
Oh God.
and that they have to abandon it, and it will take 3 months for me to get the money. So I said, that was in July. So I said, when I will get it? By the end of September?
Mm-hmm.
They said, no, I'll get it in October. Now, in August, when I spoke to the gentleman again, he's saying that he's trying, and I am not sure. He's not sure I'll be able to get the money in October.
Mm-hmm.
No, Mrs. Steele, my daughter's school fee due the
It
first.
actually doesn't matter what your expenses are, Mr. Barnett. It shouldn't be happening like this.
Exactly. So I don't know what to do. Because my life is on hold for almost 2 years, a year and 10 months now. And I'm not getting anywhere with anybody.
Mm.
So I don't know what you can do.
All
If
right.
there's anything can be done to help.
Yes, something has to be done. Because I
No,
don't
because
understand
I'm
why
really, really
a
worried.
payment. Why can't they even? They must have an idea as to how much you're to get. They can even make an advance payment until the paperwork is sorted out. I don't understand why it takes so long. But just
A
hope.
year and 10 months, did you see?
No, it's not
My life is on
unacceptable.
hold.
Not right. And I hope
Huh?
this is not how it
After what,
happens to all
35 years of
pensioners.
service with government?
Yeah. That's bad. Hold on for me. Let's see if we take your details and see. Perhaps this is something for us to make contact with the financial secretary with her office to find out what is going on, because the money has to be paid out of finance ministry. There has to be a way where, and I think this system that they're calling My HR Plus, that they spoke about for the teachers, which I understand is applicable across perhaps most of the public service.
Yes, man, it's all in forestry.
Yes, so what it's supposed to do, it is supposed to identify long before you retired in 2024 that you're coming up on retirement. So every single thing should have lined up so that by the time you retire, you don't have to wait not even 1 month to get your pension, to start getting your pension or whatever payments you're supposed to get. Yeah? So hold on for me, Mr. Barnett, you said, yeah? Barrett. And let's see what happens, and we will be in touch with you, see how that can be sorted. All right? Thank you for the call. Hold on, please. 876-926-2178-926-8631. I'm on 2178 now. Good morning, 2178.
Good morning, 2178.
East Central.
Morning, Miss Shields.
How are you?
I'm okay, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just by Enkel Aggregate getting some blocks to Miss Ashenique.
Oh, whoa. Miss Ashenique build house already?
Yeah.
In her young stage?
Yeah, she's 10 of age, the 26th of August. She's in grade 5.
Mm.
Yeah.
Lovely. Growing up nicely, I'm sure.
Yeah, so today I take my day off and I get some blocks for Miss Ashenique.
Mm-hmm.
So, things, Miss Emily?
You tell me.
Looking at the election period, it has been a movement of election based on the last 2020 general election. It has been moved because I remember Dr. Chang said that the Western Belt will be going back to the People's National Party. He said that on the night of the seat count in the last local government election. And I continue to ask, why is it that the Western Belt will be going back to the People's National Party, as in Westmoreland? He was generalizing Westmoreland in particular.
No, maybe Westmoreland and Hanover.
No, you had generalized Westmoreland in particular.
You can't say generalize Westmoreland in particular.
Because he did say Westmoreland. Not,
he said,
he
specified Westmoreland, okay.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, looking at the movement of the general election, I see that the Jamaica Labour Party had lost 14 seats. The People's National Party had retained 14 seats. When people speak to me and want my opinion, I will tell them, say, well, it's the movements on the ground now, and the people had say, well, they had come to a season where they wanted to elect new persons, as in a balanced approach towards the cabinet and the ministries of government.
What, this last election, that's how you read it?
Yeah, the last election, that's how me read it.
No, not necessarily.
Remember, that's my interpretation and opinion. You may have a different interpretation and opinion.
That's fair. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was the movement of the election caught me, because I did have singled out 24 safe seats for the Labour Party. As in safe seats, women know they will be retained.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise from that, I know that there was some flexible seat, movements of seats, close contact of seats. Somebody I'll put them up on my WhatsApp and everything. Everybody call me with views, opinion and everything. But outside of that, I had a difficulty with the movement of the wage increase in terms of minimum wage.
When was that movement done?
No, in terms of the increase, the double money.
Which double money?
As in 16 to 32,000.
That hasn't happened yet.
No, Miss Emily, I had a difficulty with it.
With the proposal to do, or the plan to do that, you have a difficulty with it?
Yeah, with the plan.
Okay.
Because when I look at the last 9 years, I think the money only moved $10,000 with the last 9 years. And if it is that a week before election, you're coming to say that you will be doubling the money. So look at the $16,000 comparing with the last 10 years with 9 years, which is $10,000, and $16,000, which is $5,000. it is about 1,100 within the last 10 years added to minimum wage, if you look at it and do the math. And now coming to say it is going to be 16,000 adding within 5 years, 3,000 something dollar, 3,200 and something dollar. So it is a way difficult to understand the movement for the money and the wage increase from that point of view.
The proposed
the
minimum
proposed
wage increase, yes. Okay.
Yeah, so if you look at it from that way, within the last 9 years, it would only increase about $1,100 a year. And within 5 years now it would be increase of 3,200. That's a big jump, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You see from the angle, Mr. Miller?
Well, what is proposed is massive. And it cannot really happen unless there is a movement in the earning capacity and actual earning of every single person. Because the people who will be paying the minimum wage, they have to have their minimum wage move so they can afford to pay the minimum wage earner. No, everybody is going to have to up earn. And it's not necessarily a bad thing because our wages per capita now is too low. I keep saying, and Dr. Nigel Clark, when he was finance minister, demonstrated it in Parliament, where we have countries like Barbados, Trinidad, are now averaging 20,000 US per year. We are just, with the recent restructuring exercise, we are just at 7,000 US dollars on average, which is where we're at in terms of the earnings per person. So we need to move it up. But to move it up for the minimum wage earner, we have to move it up for the public servants who pay the minimum wage earner. The private sector workers who also employ minimum wage earner, their things have to move, because you cannot move the bottom unless you move the middle. You cannot move the middle unless the top also moves. So I think perhaps the talk of increased productivity and the expansion in growth, it must make more available for all, so there can be this sort of movement from bottom, middle, top. If not, it's just not going to be possible.
Okay. I really understand you from your explanation in terms of whatever you have just explained to me. But outside of that, I am now looking at the new ministry what was put in place in 2019. The Legal and Constitution Ministry was put in place in 2019 to ease the burden of some laws which was outdated, and new laws should have come into the system. With this ministry not available now, would you think it put back pressure on some of the things that needed to update?
Frankly, I don't understand what has happened with this appointment. I'm not even going to try to understand it, because none of it makes sense to me. And especially not with the personnel that is heading it, to put Justice and Constitutional Affairs to be headed by Jelroy Chuck. He's been promoted way to his highest level of incompetence. And he's now put Marissa Dalrymple Philibert to be there with Delroy Chuck. And I don't see that the reforms that were promised when the Ministry of Constitutional Reform was created, I don't see that they have the capacity that is desired to lead that ministry. It's just not there. And on top of that, to be talking in the Parliament about still moving to a republic with diminished capacity, I don't understand who is going to lead that.
So with the guidance, the person who used to and the CRC committee, is those movements of person will be moved in terms of how the ministry has been moved, and there is nobody to edit the ministry, even a person like Ms. Mala, who was former judge and attorney general.
They have to explain it, essential. The Prime Minister will have to explain it, because it's incomprehensible to me. As I said yesterday, a lot of people are quick to dog and to complain about Malahoo Fort and so forth. But having watched the Parliament and watched people demonstrate capacity, very few, if any, of them in there has the capacity she does.
Today we are on the Radio Jamaica show with Emily.
No. Have a good day. I've got to go now. You've made enough money off my voice. 9267615. Hello?
Good morning, Mrs. Shield.
Hi, how are you?
I am good.
Who is this?
Yes, this is Melisha from Ugly Gap in St. Thomas.
Yes, Miss Melisha.
Yes, I am calling about flow. Mrs. Shield, flow are going bad.
Mm-hmm. What am I doing?
From Tuesday night, we're not getting any signal, and today is Friday.
Okay. So that means what? You can't make calls or you can't receive any WhatsApp messages?
No, I have to be using my digital number now to call. It's a good thing I have a phone that uses 2 SIM cards.
Oh.
It is more than one time flow has been going on with this. They need to start out them things.
Mm-hmm. All over the country, it's not only, I think there have been network malfunctions from election night too. I heard some complaints about it.
Digicel was out, but they start out their own. They even reward us with data.
Nice.
Yes.
So you can't manage without the phone now, Miss Melisha?
No.
Eh?
No.
But why? I mean, you wouldn't be able to talk to me, but tell me how difficult it is to manage without the phone.
Very difficult, because we have children out there going to school and want to find out how far they reach on the road and if they reach home and so.
Mm-hmm. And you want to go up on social media, go look what happened to Dingy?
No, not really. No, I always send out greetings to people, so people listening out for me every day on the radio.
Oh? After all. Mm-hmm. Well, all right, you've made the appeal.
To fix them things.
Yes, you've made the appeal to Flo. Thank you, and let me know when it comes back.
Okay, Mrs. Sheila, have a good day.
You too. Thank you, Miss Melisha in Hagley Gap in St. Thomas, 8631. Morning.
Morning.
Hi, who is this?
Emily, this is Ewart from Portmore.
This is what? Yuan?
Ewart.
Welcome, Mr. Portmore, yes.
Regular listener, but very real call.
Yes.
My complaint today, Ms. Shield, is that I'm having a concern with the FLA, the Licensed Firearm Authority.
Mm-hmm.
It's regards to storage.
Mm-hmm.
No, I went away sometime in June. On June 29th, I took my firearm in for storage.
Mm-hmm.
I went back on the 3rd of September to retrieve the firearm. And I was told that I have to pay for 4 months. And I said, no.
Mm-hmm.
If I took it on the 29th of June to the 3rd of September, that can't be 4 months, that's 2 months.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. 2 months.
And I was told that is how the system works. Mrs. Shield, that system needs to revamp and
what do you mean that's how the system works? How do they count the months?
It's like they're saying once you carry took in the firearm.
Anytime in June, it's for the whole of June.
Right. And anytime in September you retrieve it, it's for the all of September. And I have a problem with that, Mrs. Shield.
No, but they need to show you what law shows them how to count the days like that. Because
and sometimes you go there, you don't have anybody to talk with.
No, I'm going to ask Mr. Shane Darling about this, because these entities, which are public bodies, they can't just act without a statutory basis, a law that tells them how to act when they're storing. You have the regulations that say how the months and so forth are to be counted. So they need to explain to you how the 29th of June becomes for the full June, and they need to show you what regulation.
The 3rd of September.
Yes.
Becomes all of September.
All of September. What's the regulation that's governing that, or whatever? What is it? Because their operation has to be certain so that it's not only you you're not the only one who is to be exposed to those conditions, but you can also advise people who may come to you to say, I'm going to travel and I want to store. If I store the firearm at FLA from this date, about how much is it going to cost? And when you tell them, you need to be able to say to them, this is how they calculate it, because this is the law that says this is how it is to be calculated.
Oh, true, ma'am.
And I want to understand it too, so I'll try and find out from Mr. Darling where exactly it says that 29th of June becomes fully June when it's only 2 days really left, which is the 29th and the 30th.
You understand, Michelle? Very unfair.
Yeah. But so you've already paid it?
I've already paid it, Michelle, but I have to complain.
How much is it? How much is it, by the way, for the 4 months?
It's $4,000.
Okay. So it's really $1,000 a month?
It's really $1,000 a month. Yes. But sometimes that's really money. It's
no, I get it. I get it.
The principle is not right.
Yes, I get it. Yes. I'm not even arguing about the quantum principle.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you for the call.
Yes, ma'am. So I hope that you can make some contact for me. The next thing about that man with the pension, Mrs. Shields.
Yes.
I am a pensioner. And I heard you mention something about advance. So I'm wondering why they didn't give him an advance prior to completion of the documentation and so on. Because I am a pensioner. What happened to me, they gave me an advance.
Oh.
Right? And now I'm waiting on the rest until... Because when they came to the institution, they told us, they said, you need to your process for the pension to start 1 year before you retire. That's what the normal tells you. So they said, listen, we are going to give you an advance. And whenever we work it out, then you will get whatever is really due to you. We take back the advance. If you forget $10, we're going to give you 5. And when the time comes, we take back the 5 and then move on. So I'm surprised how he wasn't considered for an advance.
Yes. That really should have been done. But we'll check. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your experience as well, Youat.
You're welcome, Mr. Steele. Mr. Steele, I must tell that I like your hairstyle and election night.
Why is that to me? And you know much taxi man send message that me must go back to the cream hair, then want long hair pan back. Eh?
Your long hair, it's all here pretty, but that style was very new and innovative. I like it.
You what? If you follow the Jamaican man, you're big and fat kill you. And your hair, if you're not straight like a Chinese, something wrong with it. Yeah? Typical.
That's so hard to piece this in.
Appear but of above them once, sir. I want straight here. I mean, I forgot the chang. Thank you for the call, you what?
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Yes, you know style, you what? You know what I like. All right, take care. Yeah, one of my girlfriend told me. Tell Emily, said the taxi man said, tell Emily, say me no like the hairstyle there. We want the hair back straight and way down in our back, so make it look nice and silky. You need to check yourself. Hair mustn't define us. Headlines time. 268-631-926-7615. Let me come to 2178 now. 1108. Hello.
Miss Crooks.
Your background is very noisy today.
That's a may run outside. How are you, Miss Crooks?
With what?
Eh?
What do you mean?
What I mean?
Yes.
I didn't call me this morning and say I have to go send one crane over hard drive for my friend Hart. My friend Hart heavy.
Pardon?
So my friend Hart heavy.
For what? What do you mean?
She the ball for her head girl not get nothing.
Oh. And that's the crane you're sending for me in the background?
Yeah, so your head girl not get nothing and you there cry.
Oh.
Miss Cooks not cry here.
Oh.
Got me tell you a long time. The only reason why your head girl win, and you have to believe me.
I'm not interested in the post-mortem of the election. You keep minimizing this thing to talk about head girl business. Those days were over 30 years ago.
All right.
Mrs.
Malahoo Fort. The only reason why Mrs. Malahoo Fort win are because there was so much liquid in the constituency and election day. Nobody don't know her.
Okay.
25 delegates alone know her. And probably you.
Oh.
Everybody you hear talk. She's a liability to the party, the lady that nobody don't know. That's what they call her now since
That's
the election.
fascinating. If such a candidate was put up against her and she was known only to 25 people and is able to pull off 3 consecutive wins, what a little known fascinating lady.
Miss Crooks.
Me not interested in the election though, you know.
Nobody no know nobody no know her. That
you don't even live in the constituency. Aren't you in South St. James?
I have a house there. That's where I live. That's where I sleep most of the time.
Prosperity depend you. But that's the point.
No, a PG and Porsche. PG and Porsche. The only reason we could afford one now, unless men get on the contract on the road or for Carnival Regional.
Anyway, I'm not interested in the election result. I gave my views on what I think are her capabilities in relation to justice and constitutional reform. And the Prime Minister has given Delroy Chuck both ministries and now put Marissa Dalrymple Philibert in there. And I gave my opinion yesterday, which is that I don't understand why she's not a part of not leading that ministry, especially with Delroy Chuck indicating he's leaving. So whoever told you whatever, if that's how they interpret it, too bad.
Well, guess what, Miss Crooks? Fun and joke aside, it would be better if she was in the cabinet than the taxi therapy minister was gone back and the used car minister. It would be better if she was there. Although when we don't know her, because at least her name never call it. The only time they call her name is when they say no know her. You can't, I mean, out the 8 years after, if the Petroleum case them settle or they not settle. And he's back.
I mean, they don't know that they settled. Didn't KD Knight represent the people in court and won the cases?
But Miss,
where were you?
Hold on, Miss Cook. I went so much of them that me don't know if all of them finish. Me know say he represent Greenley and somebody else.
Yes, and the other chairman.
The chairman. But there were others the cake argument and the school, the money when go to the school or the chairman when go foreign and never come back in time and whatever. And that's what I'm saying. There were so many of them that I don't know if all of them did finish. So you can't blame me. If me say me don't know if all of them, because I only know say KD they represent Greenley and I think the chairman. Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yes, so that, and we still not get back. We still, so like our Bobby is back. I hope he can come back and come give taxpayers. Because I not go a fight. Me know say it is not funny, and people don't want to hear about it because of corruption I keep. But me no benefit from it. So me go and continue to talk about it. So I would prefer if Mrs. Malahoo was there than these two ministers. I mean, I guess I said the case them finished, but we have to be comfortable with the conclusion of the Special Jam one, and the used cars are still out there. We don't get them as yet.
Okay.
It is better if Mrs. Malahoo was in the ministry with Delroy than Mrs. Philibert, because fair name never call it.
Even forget that. It's about capacity. It's about capacity and the reform that is needed.
It's not only capacity. When it comes to corruption and alleged corruption, capacity takes second seat.
Yes, but in relation to Marissa, where the case went to court, she pleaded guilty and she paid whatever fine. So, what happened? It really came down to an administrative thing, That's why she paid the fine. So I can't even hold it to say that there is anything concerning corruption over her. Right? But this is why I said it comes back to... But anyway, that is my view. Other people may have different views, I'm sure.
Let me tell you something. You see, she gets away with this, she will get away with much more. We don't know what else, but we can't talk about what we don't see. The lady in England, always it's different from her. She never pay enough tax, and she gone.
Yes.
Angela Rayner or whatever, she gone. Them a one you push broke out at them yai. And them know what them are doing, and they just in your face. Oh, you feel reward a man. You see with as so much scandal in FLA and Clarendon backside and used car, and he's back in the cabinet. Not because them realize they can't come by people, and people have business about corruption because the whole of it corrupt. So we have a problem with it, or we have a problem with who corrupt. Who corrupt? We have a problem with.
All
Who
right.
is corrupt?
I have to go to the break, and I have an interview.